And welcome back again. Some nice people here. Effia. We have to get Effia drunk. And Reese tipsy. Reese is not here. Alright, let's see. Vincent. Well, we're still here. It's good, I hope. Yes, of course. Hillian is also here so often. Well, not today, but he was here so often that I think there's still more to him. Maybe. I don't know. You don't really know Effia, so I can't really ask you. I have to get you drunk. Really drunk. Alright. That means at least a 6. Drama Queen. Let's give you a one-night stand. Maybe you had a one-night stand with Stavros? No. Couldn't be. Lauren said you were once in the crossing. Acting. Now there's a window into my past. Well, I might not look at these days, but yes, I was once an actor. The life didn't fit me. I'm not quite petite enough, not quite demure enough, not quite discreet enough. And I never had quite the right look for the casting directors. Funny that. I didn't get my breakthrough, although I always picked up enough work to keep the dream alive. Barely. What happened? What little hope I did have of getting a leading role was snuffed out when I did the stupidest thing a woman like me could do. What was that? I tried to help someone. Stavros was pursuing me romantically while dating Olivia. In my naivete, I thought his desperate wretched advances would be shameful when brought into the light. Wait, what? It didn't work out. No, men like him don't feel shame. The system protects them so they never have to fear anything at all. This time the system was represented by one Lawrence Sullivan IV. Oh god. I came to Lawrence in confidence and told him about Stavros' behavior. I also sent an anonymous letter to Olivia to tell her she was being played for a fool. When the system moves against you, it's very fast and it's very effective. What Lawrence did at the time seemed cruel and personal, but now I understand things a little bit better. See his actions for what they really were. What were they? The predictable outcome of challenging power and the power to create wealth when you have none. Stavros held the power and brought it in the money. All I had was show some nerve and a sense of justice. The system doesn't care about that. You get rolled over, crushed. The next day I was locked out of rehearsals. The items from my locker were in a box by the garbage. Everyone walked right past me. It was like I was a stranger to people I had known for years. They had all been warned to stay away from me. And just like that, I was out in the cold. Lawrence fired me to protect Stavros, and my acting career was over. There's a motive. So, but he still blacklisted them. That's awful. It's the past. That's why I changed career and found my own way. That's why I started the Melodic Wire too. That's a whole other discussion. Melodic what? You mentioned the Melodic Wire? Yes, I did. So I guess you seem trustworthy to me. Don't prove me wrong. I won't. The Melodic Wire is a whisper network I set up to protect vulnerable people who work in theater and creative industries. How does it work? Put out a newsletter once a month. It's for vulnerable people who need to show who to avoid and how to handle dangerous people in the industry. Who are the vulnerable people? Not a woman, but not only women. Anyone without power or authority who might be targeted. Is it working? I think so. I get letters from people telling me the newsletter helped them to avoid abuse, and sometimes messages from people saying they wish they'd read it sooner. Sounds worthwhile. Thank you. I wonder if I'm still the right person to run it. Forget I said anything, okay? This is just between us. Oh. No, I... La 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 la. Okay. So. Oh, she has a motive, okay. So he was blacklisted because of that, maybe by Lawrence? If I trust Lawrence to be the good guy here. He doesn't seem to be a good guy. Did you know about Stavros being a toolsmith? Wait, let me just sit down first. Björn? Evening. Let's get your drink. That's all I really want. I don't really have any questions for you, do I? I think I asked all the questions about Stavros. Yeah. So maybe about a prop? Yeah. Alright, let's see. Lawrence? Yeah. Oh, come now, Unbartner. I don't see why you must bring up old gossip from a bygone era. You're blowing all of this terribly out of proportion, I assure you. You deemed the career of a cheater more important than hers. Well, yes, I suppose it does sound bad when you phrase it like that. But what choice did I have? Well, you did have a choice. Stavros was my star. His career as an actor showed great promise, much more than hers did. I couldn't risk restoring all that with a public scandal, could I? Was that appropriate punishment for a brief wandering of the heart? And of course I had to consider Olivia's feelings in these matters. But how lucrative their public relationship had been for crossing ticket sales. Wow, you're a bastard. No. My back was firmly against the wall, I assure you. It was not. It was an unfortunate lose-lose situation, but I do believe I made the best call. I don't think Effia would agree. You don't actually believe Effia still had a grudge after all this time, do you? It's not as if she was banished from the world of theatre. Why, I'd say the fact she's still part of Dalliance rather proves that. Under a false name. Yes, well, it is what it is. He doesn't see anything, right? He only sees his successful career and money. But maybe he will defend Effia. That's the least you could do. Let's see. Effia doing something like that? Don't be absurd. She may have a gift for penning tragic tales filled with drama and betrayal, but she herself is a practical and even-tempered sort of girl. I assure you. No, you really are a bastard. Did you see Stavros at the prop table? Why yes, that is correct. I sent him to the makeup chair at once. Actually, has no time for props in the second act, and he was looking dreadfully pale. He was? Why? To be expected, perhaps, with the stress of opening night and his grand soliloquy what? Coming up, I guess his solo run or something? But rather unbecoming for the sun-kissed Adonis he was meant to be portraying. I see. Why was he pale? There has to be another reason. Wait, sit down first. I want to get to the bottom of this. Olivia, you received a threat. No, not a threat, but you know. Wait, first, before I give you your drink, let me see if you don't want to be drunk for this. Do you know about Ephia? Ephia tried to murder Stavros. Darling, what are you on about? Doesn't make sense. Perhaps if you know nothing of the people involved, you might think this mad theory holds water. But as someone who considers herself to be very close to Ephia, despite her sometimes cold attitude, I am offended on her behalf. I won't deny if Ephia had a grudge against Stavros during the production of Crossing. His unwanted advances ground down her patience and goodwill. It made her feel uncomfortable, unsafe even. She made the right choice and turned to the one person that could protect her. Well, Lawrence. That's what she thought, but that's not how business works. Sadly, Stavros was the talent, so Ephia's position was untenable. You. Precisely. It must have not been easy. I think she was afraid I'd see her as the reason our relationship failed, not Stavros. Ephia slipped an anonymous letter with all the details underneath my door while I was having my makeup done. It was quite tactful of her to try and inform me in such a fashion, but I'm afraid I've seen her elaborate handwriting far too often. I broke things off with Stavros, informed my producer I was no longer comfortable working with him, and decided to move on with my life. Sad to say, there was little I could do for Ephia to repay her at the time. She had already moved on to her career as a writer by the time I could get rid of Lawrence. You wanted to get rid of Lawrence? Still, I gladly pay the debt today by telling you that Ephia would never plan any elaborate plot for revenge if it might threaten my safety too. It's a bleak world out there when it comes to troublesome men, and she and I will always keep an eye out for each other, even if we don't do so openly. Oh, you're lucky to have each other. All right. You found out something more? I heard that you and Stavros were an item. The history of Stavros and Olivia. Tale as old as time. Must you bore me with these very unglamorous questions? The tabloid paparazzi already passes me at every turn. Still, I suppose though we are less than friends, we are more than mere acquaintances. Who knows, perhaps talking will make me feel better. It works for my listeners. Yes, Stavros and I became intimate as our professional careers progressed. I was absolutely enamored with him, and who wouldn't be? He was charming, erudite, and he treated me like I was a goddess. I envisioned a bright future for Olivia and Stavros. All that changed when an anonymous letter was slipped under my dressing room door. At first I believed Stavros had perhaps sent me a love letter, or a poem, but the handwriting was too elegant, and when I read it, I realized what he was doing behind my back. To put it bluntly, he had been pursuing another woman during the entirety of our relationship. Naturally, I confronted him, and he made no effort to deny any of it. Can you believe that? Can you believe anyone saying Olivia Carmine is not enough woman for them? I confided in the producer that I was no longer comfortable working alongside Stavros, and that was the end of it. I know it's easy to imagine something more dramatic and grandiose as a reason for a breakup, but despite all this glamour, we're just people with eyes that wander and hearts that break. I try to remember that, Olivia. Okay, so you have... Now only Reese is left. Wait, how many questions do I have? Oh, still 2. Butting heads. Oh, come now, dear. You really are blowing this whole thing out of proportion. Flaming Rose? My goodness. Reese just likes to fuss a lot, that's all. Doesn't really sound like they like it. Well, that's hardly my problem, isn't it? I don't like it either, but they just can't help blow a gasket each time I forgot a prop somewhere, as if I don't have enough on my mind. I have so much to ask her. Backstage fight. Yes, well, every production has its tension. Getting in and out of character takes a lot out of an actor. Not me, though. Embodying Penelope is as easy as slipping on a glove. But you and Stavros did fight. Oh, give it a rest, will you, darling? Our fight had absolutely nothing to do with what happened to the man, and I resent the implication. That's it. Alright. F here. How much can I ask you? 3 questions still. Ask about the prop. I don't see how Olivia's carelessness is any concern of mine, or yours for that matter. What about him being a toolsmith? Oh, God. I could ask about the anonymous tip, but we already know that. Why are you telling me this? You've not only aired out a dead man's dirty laundry, you've also breached Olivia's confidence. Would it kill you to show a little discretion? But you told me! You told me first, and then I asked Olivia, then I ask you again. What is so bad about that? Sorry, right, that was out of line. I can still ask more. Butting heads? Yes, that's what I said. Okay. She was the one who said it. I forgot. It's been too long. Wait. Oh yeah. He already has a string. Alright. How many questions can I ask? 1. Just 1. Then it should be this. Wait, is there a second page? No, right? I don't see anything where I can go to the next page. So, this one it is. An anonymous letter. Why are we, the people of the stage, always so whimsical and dramatic about everything in our lives? I always wondered how Olivia knew. Did you? I knew the man's eye was given to wander from time to time, sure. Can you blame him, really? A handsome, red-blooded young buck surrounded by beautiful starlets with angelic voices on stage every night. You are a bastard. Of course I can blame him. Pah! Let he who is without sin turn the other's cheek, I say. He is really someone no one likes. Alright. We did get quite far. Alright. Is there anything I have to talk to you about? Well, I got a defense. Well, color me surprised. Considering Olivia is a person of interest in our investigation, it doesn't benefit her to help another suspect. I believe you can take her word for it. This plot could not only have injured Olivia, it was also a deeply traumatizing thing to inflict upon a woman you consider a friend, and whose well-being you've clearly always held in high regard. Oh, actors and their messy lives. At least she had the self-respect to leave him, I suppose. The fact she let this slip to a producer is interesting, though. The world of theatre is a surprisingly small pond with a very big fish in it. Words spread fast. I wonder if that had any repercussions. Yeah, blacklisting. Alright, nothing more. Then let us end the day here. I already gave everyone their drink, yeah. Go back to your seat. Did I talk to Hugo? I figured as much. Hell, I figured as much before I started. Yet I wasted my precious limited time investigating this dead end lead anyway. Milliard. At least you did your due diligence, detective. You're starting to sound just like Eleanor, and I don't like it one bit, especially when you're right. Well, I have another defense for you. Well, that's another theory down the drain. But it does make sense. It takes a seriously twisted mind to be okay with that kind of collateral damage. In my experience, revenge is usually more targeted than that. Yeah, okay, sit down. We'll end the day. And I'll see if I can put together some clues. I have an idea about the anonymous tip and closed doors. Yeah, blacklisted. Stavros was blacklisted after Olivia shared the truth of his unfaithfulness, bringing him this once promising career to a premature end. Stavros knew that Olivia had been responsible and may have been a motive for murder. Did someone tell him? Well, not for his murder. Did someone tell him? Well, Lawrence could have told him. I don't think I can get anything more out of them. I have these things. Could still be interesting. Alright, I think that's it. If we have something new, we can ask the people. There's so much I want to ask Olivia still. But we'll do it next time. I'll see you then. Bye bye!